Question. Right here we have a skid, and what we're trying to do is we're going to try and, so everybody knows, we're going to try and make room on the other side of the post for basically 5S stuff we're finding on the floor that we're not utilizing, that's just laying by the press, that was brought over from the other press, just like the skids that are being pointed out, so we can move them into locations, sort through it, and get rid of what we don't need, alright? So we're going to move in an area over here, we'll have it roped off for 5S stuff, okay? Green Toys is going to be here in about 2 hours, so we want to make sure everything's ready to go for them. Just walk through and see everything. We had an improvement. So obviously, Trent's been working in red with the red value stream, and obviously, I don't think we can get any farther from maintenance to the red value stream, right? I think that's pretty much the farthest points of the plant. So Trent's utilized to actually have a satellite, basically, work area. So he can have his cabinet full of stuff that's needed over there. Same thing, getting used to those presses. Those presses are owned by him to make sure that they're working, so he knows what stuff he needs, what manuals he needs, and brought it over there. Obviously saves a lot of time, a lot of miles on the legs from going back and forth. Let's give Trent a hand. He did a nice job doing that. It's like a satellite groceries, like we talked about, grocery store and the PDC and everything, same thing. So talking about, and it'd be the same type of pull system. So now we're talking about pulling from a service bay to raw materials. All right, we can see the full magnitude of what's happening by pulling together all the pieces of the service value stream. By the end of 1996, when Toyota's new pull system will be in place throughout North America, the request for the customer arriving in a Toyota dealer service bay will become the trigger for pulling parts through the replenishment loops going all the way back to the steel blanks from Bumper Works. Toyota dealers and parts suppliers will still rely on Toyota's computerized macro forecast for capacity planning to answer questions about the size of manufacturing plants and the number of warehouses that would be needed in the future. However, day-to-day part replenishment will now be handled in a radically new, different way. Each time a customer requests a part at the service bay, a series of replenishment loops will result eventually in more parts being made by the supplier in a situation which might be called sell one, buy one, or ship one, make one. To see what this means, let's follow the bumper example, all the way through the value stream. Before lean techniques were applied to any aspect of the system, that is, prior to 1989, the elapsed time from arrival of the steel blanks at Bumper Works until the bumper made from those blanks was actually installed in the truck was nearly 11 months. 4 weeks at Bumper Works, 2 weeks at Chromecraft, a few days at Toledo PRC, 6 months at the PDC, and 3 months at Bob Sloan's part inventory. By the end of 1995, the elapsed time had fallen to 4 months. 48 hours at Bumper Works and Chromecraft, a few days at Toledo warehouse, 2 months in the PDC, and 1.5 months at Bob Sloan's inventory. And by the end of 1996, the elapsed time should fall further to about 2.5 months. So from 11 months to 2.5, as both the PDC and Bob Sloan shrink their inventories in response to falling resupply times. At the same time, the percentage of vehicles fixed the same day is increasing substantially, and costs, inventory, warehouse space, and direct labor are falling dramatically. Note that practically no capital equipment has been required. The tool modifications to permit quick changeovers and specialized stocking carts in factories and warehouses were created by production workers as part of Kaizen activities, and to elaborate MRP systems formally regulating activities inside Bumper Works and Chromecraft plants were no longer needed. Alright, so just same thing as replenishment. So if Trent uses a part, he has to go back over here and pull one back to put in his shelf, so that when somebody MSC comes in, they replenish that, so Trent is filled. So it's buy one, use one, buy one type thing, ship one, make one. So we want to make sure we're doing that. That's right. 2.5. Yeah. Go to his.